Oh, it's I have a relaxed day. I start with nowadays it's summer vacations, but it starts with my days. My son's school. I drop him off, go to work, to the restaurant, see what's happening over there, bring him back home, then start off with the practice mid-afternoon, maybe in the second half, and from there it's just a normal routine running about, doing chores, daily work, taking care of the child, wife, household stuff. I was more influenced by this by the surroundings. I mean, my couple of my friends who were with me wanted to pursue dentistry, who've had exposure with this profession in other countries. Talking to them and then finding that medical profession has more to offer than just being an MBBS doctor or a surgeon. So dentistry had too much to offer. It had everything. Of course, we didn't know about it then, but once we got into it, from the prep for the university to actually getting into the program and then getting out of it's a wonderful experience. I think I was blessed to have friends who directed me becoming a dentist. A wonderful experience, actually. I mean, I never left any of that bit. I'm a dentist by profession. I'll always be a dentist by profession. It's in my blood. It's my passion. I still do dentistry. Clinical work is still what runs through my entire day's routine. And then from there, the corporate experience, my clinical experience actually worked with my corporate experience. I was clinically training people initially when I joined the corporation, and I was working with 3M for a good 8 years. And from there, it was a learning curve. It was more of the corporate experience really enhanced my vision of how things are globally. Because we were practicing dentistry in Pakistan only, learning what was happening over here, but the exposure itself coming from the corporation globally was very good, and it was a wonderful experience. Good 8.5-9 years, I suppose, and helped me make new friends. Corporations taught me how to make good teams, get teamwork done, just not relying on yourself but relying on others actually to achieve what you are targeting at, and making connections. And the beauty of that was that it kept me learning through each and every day. And from there, after the corporation, once I left 3M, I ventured into the food business, let's say, with Juicy Lucy. It was a very good experience. I made new friends with the corporation. Those friends, turned into business partners, and from there it was just never looking back. I still am a businessman. I still am a dentist. I still have my food business going on at the same time when I'm working on my patients. So it's just something that I just now manage very easily. And for me, it was not about was it rewarding enough or not. It was more about I wanted to do a lot of things. Dentistry is just a part of it, and I still have new projects coming up. They're not dentistry related, they're not food related, they are completely different projects. So life is a learning curve. You just keep on learning and moving on. My motto in life is money is a byproduct of what you do. So do whatever you do well, money will follow. So it's not about money at all, and eventually you'll get there. The life is very rewarding, and once you have a good thought process about doing things, everything will suit out. So dentistry, my corporate job, my restaurants, everything is just part of my life, and they're going to turn into something different after some time. Go with the flow. Don't just stand there think if I don't have a practice I cannot survive. Don't do that. But yes, do whatever you're doing very well. Learn it, apply it, and see where it takes you. Everything is by choice. If I do dentistry, it's my day is very. I have a lot of time in my day right now. I feel as if I'm doing nothing. By the end of the day, when I go home and I'm relaxing, or I'm reading a book or watching TV or checking out my phone, I feel that is as if I'm wasting my time throughout the day. Because once you start doing something that you're good at, it becomes second nature to you. So it doesn't feel there is no effort behind it anymore. Even Juicy Lucy has been almost 3 years now. So when it was Juicy Lucy, I was spending almost 90%. It was all Juicy Lucy. It was morning, day, night. I was going home at 3 a.m. and I was back at work at 8 a.m. and it was all Juicy Lucy at that time. Even when I was making my practice, it was practice. So once I'm in it, it's just that project for me, and I give it my 100%. I make sure that I know each and every aspect of it, and I am involved in all the aspects. I have been involved with all my projects from the day they were conceived at. So they were finished and they started functioning. So I get involved. But once it starts running and I've handed it over to a good team, then I just talk to the team, and that's how it manages now. So I've got a good team in place. That's where my corporate experience helped me out, by putting my faith in people so that they can actually, start taking care of things from where I can leave them. Okay, so now I don't flip burgers anymore because I've got a good team who does that. It's making smiles. I've never flipped a burger at the joint. Not even at the festival. In fact, I was just part of the more keeping things organized and moving and shaking and all. So I prefer making smiles. It's a very rewarding profession to be in, and dentistry has taught me one thing, that you have to be very patient, both in life as well as in your profession, to deliver the best results. Be patient. Good things will happen. I took the decision of quitting my corporate job. I quit my corporate job for 2 reasons. One, it was becoming too monotonous. I was not getting anywhere with it anymore. There was nothing exciting or new happening for my. I need to learn for me to keep things interesting is to keep on learning at my job. Dentistry is the best part about it, is that there's always something new to learn. Always. Meeting new people and learning everything. There hasn't been a year that I haven't learned new things in dentistry, and I've been practicing dentistry for almost 12-15 years now, and I've taken all the flavors of dentistry, from the very niche to the very initial starting levels. There's always something new to learn. By the end of the day, the most important thing in my day is spending time with my kid. That takes precedence over everything. Until it's an emergency, I can cancel my patients. I cannot go to Juicy Lucy and just be with my boy and my family, because that's the most important thing in the day to do. So I think it's a balanced day between any of these choices. I've had a lot of hobbies, and I make time for them still at times, but don't get that much, of course, keeping a busy schedule throughout now. I used to collect paintings for the longest time. I enjoyed my time with my frames, and I used to trade them, and I used to, back in school days in college, I used to collect stamps, a lot of them. I still have them. A lot of books, big book fan, fiction mostly, and then photography. I used to do digital photography for some time, product photography, and all that. It was more of doing whatever that my camera would allow me to do, and that helped me. Every hobby that I had really helped me with my profession, with my career, with my life, in all aspects. From from developing the aesthetic sense to actually finding the right time to do what I needed to do to get the best results out. Nothing could be done in haste. So my hobbies helped me out with that. So I still make time. I still go to the galleries. I still find a good frame. I take it in, and photography not that much anymore. But whenever I make time, things have become too busy now to actually pursue hobbies. So, but yeah, I've had too many hobbies. For fresh graduates, I would advise that make your priorities right. You should know that whatever degree that you're pursuing, by the end of the day, it's your hand that is going to work in the patient's mouth. So your hand skill is the most important thing. Be good with your clinical skills. Learn the way that learn the new ways. Learn with technology. Learn the new ways. In our times, there wasn't any YouTube at that time. It was just in the very developing state, so it wasn't offering that much clinical education and all. But I've learned a lot of my clinical, I've polished my clinical skill from online tutorials and talking to people on webinars, and so your home now offers you a complete education skill set if you want it. Apply it on patients, apply it on friends or family, and get the best results out. I think travel, dentistry, you learn by traveling. You learn by interaction. So you interact with people around you, you interact with people beyond you, and you learn your dentistry and the business of dentistry as well. Alongside with your clinical skill, you should learn the business of dentistry as well. How it should. You don't need to work more in dentistry to make money. You just need to work smartly. So learn to work smartly, make your patients happy, make your surroundings happy, and you'll be happy by the end of the day as well. Don't get frustrated. Travel, dentistry, you learn by traveling. You learn by interaction. So you interact with people around you, you interact with people beyond you, and you learn your dentistry and the business of dentistry as well. Alongside with your clinical skill, you should learn the business of dentistry as well. How it should. You don't need to work more in dentistry to make money. You just need to work smartly. So learn to work smartly, make your patients happy, make your surroundings happy, and you'll be happy by the end of the day as well. Don't get frustrated. All right, dentistry and beyond. It's we will always be limited by the situation or by the surroundings that we have. Our degrees will always be a piece of paper till we actually apply what we have learned and gotten the results out, or we have delivered something to somebody with our experience or with our learning. So beyond dentistry and beyond, it's what you want to do by the end of the day. There's always an artist inside you. There will always be a chef inside you. There will always be, a sportsman inside you. Do it. Why not? What's stopping you? A degree is something that it's a monetize your profession. Yes, monetize your degree. Make money out of it the way that you feel that it can, and do anything on the side to actually keep yourself passionate about your life. Life is always rewarding. It's just how we look into a situation and get the best out of it. All right, so Juicy Lucy started off as it was a weekend project. Just a couple of friends wanting to kill a few days doing something fun, and I was at my job, and my friends, we thought of why not participate in the upcoming Karachi Food Festival and do something about put our product out there. So we didn't have any concepts at that time. It was very, very premature at that time to say that Juicy Lucy was an incomplete concept and all. But eventually, when we came to finally narrowing down what we wanted to offer, it was a burger. And thanks to a couple of good friends who were part of the team, who are still part of the team, they came up with the idea. that this is how we should go about it. And then from there, the entire journey started. How we managed that festival. We served, I think, more than 4 or 5,000 people in 3 days, and that got us thinking, why not? Let's just do it as a business in the future. So I think 6 months, maybe maximum side 7 months, I was just into it. We narrowed down a place to start off. This is the first location that we started off at from, and we never looked back. Oh, the best thing about running food business is all about spreading smiles. So dentistry is the same. You're wanting the patient to smile back, and that's how fulfilling your journey is by the end of the day at the clinic. Similarly, it's the same thing over here. We just see families coming in, friends coming in, getting together on a table, enjoying their company, enjoying the games, enjoying the food, and walking back with a smile. And every time it's a journey that that brings people together, you know. So Juicy Lucy is not about food anymore. I think it's more about a family time. It's something that people look forward to when they're wanting to meet up with friends and just spending a few minutes or few hours in a place that makes them feel more comfortable, just like home. Well, I am definitely a burger person. I like my pizzas. I'm very particular about them, but I'm not. If there's no flipping a coin about what should I have, it'll always be a good burger. And I'm a big time foodie. Yes, I've experienced all the places in Karachi that one can go to, and I'm still discovering. So I take food blogs very seriously. I follow them. I take their advice. I try new places, and it's just not about actually my wife is more into food than me, so she narrows it down for us, and then we go and try out the best places in town. And I'm glad I'm living in Karachi. Karachi has the best food to offer, the most variety, and the best of everything comes down from Karachi in terms of food. There's always something new around the corner that is keeping your interest up. So I'm a big time foodie, and it's always going to be like that.